This is a special presentation of WAAY 31 Sports. Football is back.
It's the McCurry Big Game Friday night. Hello, Alabama, find a comfortable spot. We got high school football and it's coming out hot. Now here we are and the lights are shining bright. We've always been. Yeah, WAAY 31 is rocking all right. With Nolan, Lyndon, Max, and Antonio. It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
The nation's second longest winning streak on the line tonight in Sylvania for our big game, Friday night game of the week.
Well, in our rivalry game of the week, we head to Hartselle for a battle in 6A Region 8. Can Decatur get their first win of the year against an undefeated Tiger team? Hello and welcome to Big Game Friday Night, everyone. I'm Nolan Knight, joined here by Lyndon Blake, and week 3 of the high school football season is here.
And it's finally feeling like football weather out there. A little chill in the air tonight. Can't ask for anything more, and the games just keep getting better.
All right, well, let's go ahead and dive right into the action as we head to Sylvania for our big game Friday night game of the week. The Rams hosting the undefeated Fife Red Devils, and sports anchor Max Cohan was on the sidelines for the matchup.
Out at Sylvania High School, it's the Rams hosting the Red Devils. Sylvania looking to end the second longest win streak in the country, with Fife looking for number 48. This Sand Mountain shootout dates back to 1947, with Fife leading the all-time series 37-21 with 2 ties. Sylvania would strike first. Brody Smith connects with Zach Anderson as the Rams take a 6-0 lead. After a defensive stop, the Rams got the ball back inside their own 5, and Fife took advantage. Austin Mulligan, the first man to get to Smith, as the Red Devils take over with a safety. Fife would be unable to cross the goal line on that drive, but following a Rams fumble, a fake handoff gets them what they're looking for. Brody hits on the carry here, and no one can stop him as Fife jumps out to a 9-6 lead. It wouldn't take long for the Red Devils to score again, as Caleb Mitchell makes this one look easy, forcing his way across to extend the lead. Fife up 16-6. But the Rams were determined. A long drive ends in a score as Smith finds Isaiah Thomas. 4 men around him, but he finds a way in, and it's 16-3 at the half. With just seconds on the clock, the Rams had a chance to end the streak, but Lawrence Blackwell says not tonight as he intercepts the pass to keep the streak alive. So it's an absolute thriller here in Sylvania as Fife takes this one 16-13. I'm joined by Fife head coach Paul Benefield. Coach, this one may be unlike a lot of the games you're used to playing. Tell me what it was like for you and how you guys pulled it out.
I don't really know. I don't have those answers, but you know, our kids persevered and kept fighting back just like they did, and you know, we made so many mistakes. It's crazy. Very fortunate to win the game. Coach Van has done a great job with them, how physical they are, and they're going to win a lot of games, and we've got to get a lot better.
I know that in a game where you make a lot of mistakes, usually it's not this close, and you don't usually come out with a victory. Was there anything that you thought made the difference in this one that allowed you guys to pull out?
Right now, I'm just, you know, I don't know what to say. I don't know how many times, you know, that we had a chance to make it easy on ourselves and couldn't do it. So, yeah, you know, that's a credit to them because they stood in there toe-to-toe and they beat us on the defensive and offensive lines, and just lucky to win, man.
Well, thank you so much, Coach. That'll wrap things up here from Sylvania. For McCurry Big Game Friday night, I'm Max Cohan, WAAY 31 Sports.
I know Fife have a fun practice next week. Still a big win for the Red Devils. That winning streak now extended to 48 games in a row.
Yeah, and it's almost mind-numbing to even process that number. All right, well, let's go ahead and talk about 7A Region 4. Big matchup at Bob Jones tonight. The Patriots hoping to get their first win of the season against Huntsville, but the Panthers came to play. First quarter, check out this play. Big pass from the quarterback, Lawless, connects with Cameron White, who comes down with it to put Huntsville in the red zone, and then they would capitalize. Lawless, this time connecting with his tight end, Alexander Moore, who hauls it in. Huntsville out on top, 14-7 at the end of the quarter. But Bob Jones would respond in a second. Rayshon Hardy back to pass, and check out the catch from Robert Morgan to set up this Patriots knock it on the door. Tyron Washington finishes off the drive, plunging into the end zone. He's in for the score, and we had a ball game tonight. In the end, the Patriots take it, their first win of the year, 52-49 over the Panthers.
Incredible. Bob Jones, some late games 2 weeks in a row. Now let's go to Sparkman. Senators in action against Grissom. Grissom's going to fumble that punt that sets up Sparkman right there, knocking on the end zone door. It's Luke Schumberg. He's going to hand it to Darren Daniel, who runs it in for the second touchdown of the night. They were up now 13-0. Second and 26 for Grissom, a fun number for Alabama fans. That's going to be Renzo Crutcher, who throws it to Franklin Johnson the second. That's good for the first down, but nothing comes out of that drive. Sparkman goes on to win dominantly, I should say, 46-0. Let's look at some other scores from around the area. Florence takes down Albertville 38-11.
All right, let's get a little taste of some 4A action now. The Randolph Raiders hosting the New Hope Indians, and the Raiders got off to an incredible start in this one earlier in the fourth quarter. That's where we'll pick it up. Andrew Hunter, short pass to Griffin Kinamer, and he does the rest, taking this one all the way to the end zone for the early 7-0 lead. And then on Randolph's very next possession, the two connect again. Hunter zips it across the middle again to Kinamer. He makes a guy's miss and dives in for the score, 13-0. New Hope would show some signs of life. Wyatt Bolden to Bryson Graham. He forces his way up the field as the Indians had some good plays in this one, but in the end, it was all Randolph tonight. Hunter escapes pressure here and finds Nick Strong, who breaks 2 tackles and dives in for the score. What a touchdown there. Randolph, they would go on to take this one easily, 43-13, the final.
Let's turn our attention now to 5A, a showdown at Mae Jemison tonight between East Limestone and the Jags. The Jags still looking for their first win of the year, while East Limestone trying to improve that 1-1 record. Let's go to Milton Frank right now. Good crowd on hand. East Limestone strikes first as Fortune Wheeler, turning up the speed there, gets into the end zone for the score. Now it's Jags ball. Option for Mae Jemison now, and as Cameron Montgomery takes the pitch and picks up some big time yards for Jemison, lowering that shoulder right there, looking good. That sets up this next play to put the Jags right back in the game. Handoff to Montgomery again. He's just going to walk easily into the end zone, and this one was back and forth all night, but in the end, East Limestone comes out on top. Final score, 14-12. And here's a look at some more scores in 5A. Russellville gets a shutout win over Brewer, 52-0. Ardmore, big time win over Lawrence County, 27-7 is your final. And it's already time for our first time out. Can you believe it? But stay right where you are.
That's right. When Big Game Friday Night returns, we talk rivalry game of the week. We welcome in our analyst, Antonio McBeth.
It's a big matchup in 6A. Hartselle and Decatur battle it out tonight.
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
You're watching Big Game Friday night with the Patriots.
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
Welcome back, everybody, to Big Game Friday night. Let's talk our rivalry game of the week.
A battle tonight at Hartselle. The Tigers in action against Decatur, and this one lived up to the hype. Let's bring in our analyst, Antonio McBeth. And Antonio, you were following along this game all week long, weren't you?
Yeah, I was worried that Decatur wouldn't be able to put up a fight against a good Hartselle team who's 4-0, now 4-0. But look, I wanted to see if Decatur could make fewer mistakes. That's the one thing we talked about this week with Coach Adcock. They felt like they were just a couple plays away from getting in the win column. Also, for Hartselle, it's about getting your wide receivers into space. It's a rhythm, short passing game. I hope they did that really well. And then also, can Decatur crack through the Hartselle defense that's been pretty stout, only giving up 14 points this year?
All right, well, let's see how this one played out. Could the Red Raiders get their first win of the year against an undefeated Tiger team? That was the question. Third quarter, Decatur in the red zone, a fumble on this play, but they would bounce back from it later. Same drive, handoff to Bakes Demid, who plunges into the end zone to put Decatur on the board. Hartselle with the ball now, looking to respond. Quarterback JT Blackman keeps it and picks up some big yards for the Tigers. And then later, Hartselle would look to score off of that big run. Blackman, handoff to Armandio Dunnigan, who slips into the end zone as Hartzell goes on to win this rivalry matchup 42-21. We caught up with head coach Brian Moore after the game.
That's a big win. I mean, this is a really good football team here, and you know, we played well at times. We had some sloppy stuff, but it feels great. I was glad the way we responded and finished, but we were up 27-7 and didn't finish that game there early or mid-third and then early fourth quarter, but we did finish at the end of the game. We better get better. We're playing too sloppy, but again, to be 4-0 is a blessing, and we're happy about it.
So the Tigers moved to 4-0 for the first time in 4 years. What was your big takeaways from this one, Antonio?
Decatur fighting back after being down 20 points, really. Unfortunately, not being able to finish that one off like you would want to. No moral victories in football, but battling back's pretty big.
And Antonio, since Decatur did make it a game there late in the game, Hartzell still able to win by double digits. What does that tell you about this Tigers team?
That's a real football team. They were ranked number 9 in the state coming into this one in 6A, and being able to pull away when a team has that kind of momentum is pretty big as well.
Thank you so much, Antonio, as always. All right, let's go out to Muscle Shoals now. Columbia finally back in action after some COVID issues earlier in the year. The Trojans up 28-0 in the first half. It's going to be Trojan ball. Quarterback Brooks Womble hands it off to Jaquez Green. He's going to get the first down before Columbia's Jaden Darden just drags him to the ground there. The Trojans cannot do a lot on this drive, so Columbia's turn. Will Stanfield hands it off to Devin Lee. He's going to run to a wall of red. He tries to find his way out, but Muscle Shoals defense just too strong. Same drive. Lee again, but the Trojan defense just pounces on him, and Columbia cannot get the first down. So back to Muscle Shoals ball. Womble hands it to Green. He's going to take it to the end zone, practically untouched here. Muscle Shoals takes this one big time, 49-0.
Muscle Shoals off to an impressive start. All right, well, let's talk 4A Region 7 football. At JP2 tonight, the Falcons were hosting Madison County. And the Falcons looking for their first win of the year, but this Madison County team has some talent. We'll pick up first drive of the game and check out the speed from Isaiah Purdue. He takes this one up the middle and splits. That's 6. A dominant performance tonight from Madison County. Big sack here, though, from the Falcons defense. Nicholas Songi coming in and getting the sack, but that Tigers attack would not falter for long. Towers this time keeping it himself. He's going to come right at you. Big pickup for Madison County, and they would find pay dirt again. Purdue scoring again. Madison County moves to 3-1 on the year after tonight. 42-14, the final over the Falcons. All right, here's a look at another score from the area. North Jackson, they get a big win, 53-6 over D8R.
Good for the Chiefs. Sticking with that same region, Madison Academy back at home tonight. A little rivalry matchup with Westminster Christian. An important matchup between these two schools. And it could have playoff implication. Madison Academy up big. I can't even get set up before they score again. Jalen Holmes to the house. So now it's going to be Wildcat ball. Brandon Mush to Isaiah Lattimore. A big-time game here for the Wildcats, but nothing comes of this drive. So the Mustangs are going to start their next offensive possession on the 1-yard line, and it's Will Stokes, who, you know, if he touches the ball, he's going to go all the way to the house. 99 yards. No one's catching him. He had 4 touchdowns on the night, folks, and Madison Academy gets the big win, 52-14.
And before we go, how about we squeeze in one last game? We'll talk 6A football again. Athens hosting Hazel Green. Both of these teams off to solid starts. Hazel Green 2-1, Athens 2-1 as well. First quarter, Athens in the red zone. Jaden Jude handoff to Dylan Roper. He takes it in for the score. And Athens was all over the place tonight. Anthony Harbin hands it off, but Armand Caldwell's wrapped up in the end zone. It's a safety. Athens would get the ball back, though, and it's a handoff to Dylan Roper again. He gets it to the 3-yard line, and Athens had an incredible night tonight. They would capitalize on that drive and score on the ensuing play. They take this one easily, 56-7. All right, well, let's go ahead and take a quick break, but we are far from over.
Yes, we are. That's right. With Big Game Friday Night returns, we talk Austin and James Clemens. It was a battle at Madison City Stadium last night.
For Big Game Friday night. Let's go!
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
You're watching Big Game Friday night.
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
Welcome back to Big Game Friday night. Last night at Madison City Stadium, we had a battle between 7A region foes. James Clemens looking to move to 4-0 for the first time in school history, all against Austin.
The Jets were hoping to start that season and start the game off on the right foot. In this game, it was a defensive battle early on. Austin with the ball here, a screen to Maurice Jones, and the Jets defense forces a fumble, and they would recover. Caden Samad comes up with it. But the Jets would be forced to punt. And guys, we stand a good punter here on WAAY 31. Check out this perfect chip shot from Aaron Rowe. That pins Austin on the 3, and it would lead to this sequence. Austin, with their backs to the wall, a quick pass to Ethan Wynn, and he's hit hard by Jamal Mayers of James Clemens. And then the safety, the snap into the end zone. De'Aaron Young scrambles to recover it, but James Clemens there to finish the play to take a 2-0 lead off of that great punt earlier. But Austin responds in the second quarter, handoff to Tyler Cooper, and look at this kid go. Incredible move. He takes this one to the crib. Austin out on top. It was a battle at Madison City Stadium last night, but in the end, it was the Jets who moved to 4-0 after a 31-14 win at home. A tough loss for the Black Bears. All right, well, let's welcome in now head coach of the Austin Black Bears, Jeremy Perkins. And coach, tough loss last night, but what do you like about your team right now?
Putting it all together and being able to do every element of our offense in a game has been a struggle. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to us improving in that area and being able to put things together and sustain that for 4 quarters. That's the other thing. We'll play a couple drives, both sides of the ball really well. I mean, defensively, we were lights out up until right before halftime last night. And then we had a lull, and we ended up giving up a couple touchdowns, one at the end of the first half and then the first drive of the second half. So it's a 14-point swing, and during that lull, which turned the tide of the game.
All right, well, thanks so much for joining us tonight, Coach, and good luck next week.
Thank you, and God bless.
And how about this matchup in 2A? Colbert County taking on Sheffield. Colbert County hoping to improve to 3-1 on the season, and they're just off to a great start. Colbert County ball is going to be James Berryman. He's going to hand it off to Demetrius Jones, and he's going to get a first down for the Indians. Let's stick it with the same drive. Berryman hands it off to Jones again and makes it look just easy, getting the touchdown. So the Indians are first on the board. Sheffield's turn. Quarterback Skylar Johnson holds on to it, but he's taken to the ground by Colbert County's Jacarius Bonner. And he said, no. Next play, Johnson hands it off to Kyrie Jackson. He's going to gain some big-time yards for the Bulldogs. They can't do anything on the drive. On the kickoff return, Colbert County's Demetrius Jones snags it and runs away with it down the field, even juking his way around the Bulldogs defense. Some spin moves put him on Dancing with the Stars. The Indians walk away with a big win, 40-6. Let's take a look at some more scores quickly. Hatton falls to Mars Hill Bible, 60-12. Tharptown falls to Lexington. Man, Lexington put up 67 points, and Coleman shut out Buckhorn, 35-0.
All right, before we take our third time out, let's take a trip to Woodville and show some 1A some love. Woodville in action at home tonight, looking for their first win of the season against Valley Head. And watch Ian Bain take it to the sideline and streak into the end zone for the early score. The Tigers with a strong run game tonight. Later, Ashton Brown right through the heart of the Woodville defense. Another score, Valley Head with a 39-0 first half lead. It was too little, too late, though, here for Woodville. They do get a first down, but in the end, it's Valley Head who rolls to a victory, 46-8, the final.
All right, Nolan, let's take that final timeout.
But everyone stay where you're at, because when we return, we preview the busy weekend of college football and, of course, share with you our big game Friday night top lights.
Stay tuned for more Big Game Friday night. Let's go!
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
You're watching Big Game Friday night on WAAY 31.
It's the McCurry Van and Car Rental Big Game Friday night.
All right, welcome back to Big Game Friday night, everyone. Let's finish up with some college football, because we have a big weekend here in Alabama.
As both Alabama and Auburn will be at home this weekend, so that's exciting for fans.
Yeah, Alabama, no rat poison this week. They're going to handle Mercer.
And they're in action at 3 o'clock tomorrow on the SEC Network, but they're not the only ones in action. The Tigers also in action tomorrow, right?
A little brunch kickoff. Alabama State making the quick trip to Auburn. This is going to be a big-time tune-up game for the Tigers because, guys, it gets real next week when Auburn heads to Happy Valley.
Another tune-up game for Bo Nix in that system.
All right, thanks so much for joining us, Antonio. We'll see you next week. How about that? All right, well, let's go ahead now and give a quick thank you to everyone that has helped out with this show, from the producers, the editors, Dee here in the studio, and everyone else involved with making this possible. Thanks so much to our radio sponsors as well, who have given us scores all throughout the night to make this show possible as well.
Yeah, big shout out to everyone. Let's send you guys off with a look at our top lights.
You've been watching a special presentation of WAAY 31 Sports.